Hello, hello, and welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our daily get-together live here on Facebook every morning at 10:30, where we take a look at comments, headlines, ideas, questions, and suggestions on how to take advantage of the best things Puerto Vallarta has to offer for the local English-speaking community. If you are new to these broadcasts, my name is Paco, and excuse me, too much laughing yesterday. And we're here to exchange what we know and what we'd like to know about Puerto Vallarta, about Mexican culture, about what to do, where to go, where are the good prices, where are the tasty burritos, you name it. Whatever is on your mind, we try to tackle here. Some of you watch us live, and it's really awesome because we get to have a conversation. Some of you take a look at the broadcast later on in the day because you're busy or whatever. And some of you also watch us on YouTube because all the broadcasts end up on YouTube before the day is over. So it's always great to welcome everybody. If you're new, just write the word new in your comment so that we can give you a good welcome. If you have important questions or comments that you want us to share or talk about here during the broadcast, just add the letter Q at the beginning of your question. So let us start, as always, by seeing who's in the house. Who's in the house? A lot of beautiful friends are here that are fairly regularly here. Mijal, my new Versalles neighbor, is in the house. Trucha is in the house. Noel, what a beautiful photo from Bainbridge Island, Washington. Welcome. Is that Washington, WA? I think that's what it is. And of course, Dan is also here in Versalles, a new Versalles resident. I know that oh my God, yes, so excited the crown is coming in. Is that tomorrow, Joe? I'm not gonna leave the house. That's it. I'm binging all day long. I love the crown. I am itching for it to get started. That is wonderful. I think I received a pickle notice oh, that's right. I saw the pickle notice by email. That was really funny, Ricky. Thank you very much. Too funny. I think the pickle is very happy to have been in the program yesterday. The Lake of the Ozarks is in the house. Good morning, Sherry. Great to see you. Great to see you all. Kathleen from Lick's Ice Cream please let us know, Kathleen, how things are going with your new space by the new Malecon. You must be either about to open or you just opened. Now that we're allowed to be out and about and there's going to be a bunch of people walking through the city, I think this is great news for everybody. And for those of you that don't know, Lick's Ice Cream is the best, most wonderful homemade ice cream here in town. You can find them on Basilio Vadillo in Emiliano Zapata. You can find them just across the street from Costco in Fluvial. And of course, this wonderful new location along the Malecon, which I am looking forward to seeing. From the photos that I've seen, it looks like it is on the Benito Juarez parking lot, just next to the Malecon, to the Rio Cuale pedestrian bridge, which sounds like a wonderful location. Let's see who else is here. A great Malecon report from Claude. Claude connected with me yesterday. And hold on just a second. That felt good, excuse me. And it was great to see that the people are behaving responsibly. This is great, great, great news. So wonderful to read. We are red zone as of today for 28 days, one step closer to lockdown in Toronto. Oh dear, we are really thinking of coming to Puerto Vallarta earlier. Well, again, Joe, for a lot of people that are having that waffling going on, do I stay where I am? Do I go to Puerto Vallarta? I think we should all stay or go to wherever we feel safe. And if the current guidelines and the current restrictions here taking place in Puerto Vallarta is something that is making you feel safer than where you are, if dealing with the travel and all the logistics of that and coming here is going to make you feel safer, hey, we're here and we feel safe. But we know ultimately safety comes from within, it comes from the decisions that we make for ourselves. Um, oh, here's a report. Thank you. We opened a week ago. It was slow, but yes, it is under the parking garage. I will stop by today to check it out because I'm going to be in the neighborhood. I'm going to be doing things here and there. So I'm looking forward to that. And I think we've looked at just about everything. I see that Nayarit is now in the yellow zone, as according to the federal stoplight, and we'll talk a little bit about that. We have a headline to deal with that, but let us first get into headline mode and talk about a few important things, not many, and then a few reminders of wonderful things we can be doing this weekend, and some funny news. I have some really, really funny news, but let's take everything in order as usual. Bam! So it's not every day that the president of your country decides, I'm going to arrest a former governor of our state. In fact, this has never happened in the presidency of Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador, but now there is an order to apprehend Roberto Sandoval, who is the former Nayarit governor, for corruption, for acquisition, unlawful acquisition of money, and all kinds of very, very uh, horrible charges. Uh, he knows that he's being searched for, that there's a search warrant for him. There's an investigation that has been open for some months. This is something that has been taking a while to get put together. So, and all his assets have been frozen, and his bank accounts and his properties. So, sooner or later, because the Interpol and other authorities from other countries are involved, the former governor of Nayarit will be apprehended, and we will find out exactly why he's wanted by the law. And we get to find out all about that as this story unfolds. Again, for all the detraction that President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador has, he is a president that has been willing to deal with corruption at the highest levels of politics in Mexico. And there is a sense of comfort as far as that is concerned. We'll have to see how this story unfolds as we move forward. As I mentioned just a few seconds ago, Nayarit is now in the yellow according to the latest report from the federal stoplight, the federal COVID stoplight. This means, among other things, that Nayarit is now going to be able to have up to 50% occupation in their hotels. So, of course, Nayarit is now worried that this is a new risk. And of course, it's something to be worried about. This happened in Jalisco, and it happens everywhere where all of a sudden people are allowed to go. That increases the chances that the virus can be spread. So it is something that Nayarit is going to have to learn to live with, just as everybody else. I am sure that the hotels are moving forward with the best possible security measures, but this is going to happen wherever the economy starts to open again. We wish hotels in Nayarit much success, and we hope that whoever chooses to visit Nayarit moving forward will do so responsibly. Moving right along, we've been following the news about cannabis use in Mexico for some time. We've talked about how some laws were going to be approved or not approved, and now it seems that this coming Monday, the Senate gets to approve a law that allows any citizen like you and I to carry as much as 200 grams of cannabis, marijuana, without being sent to jail. Now, whether this happens or not, we'll have to see what happens next week. Uh, Presently, if you are found with any kind of amounts of weed, according to what I'm reading, the punishment is that you can go to prison between 10 to 25 years. Yet another reason why, when we were talking about purchasing weed the other day, this is probably the best reason you can have to make sure that you don't go out and about just purchasing it in places where you don't know if you're going to be victim of a sting operation or something to that effect. So we're going to continue to take a look at these legislations and see if there's an actual change in the law for those of us that enjoy our occasional puff. Let me take a look at your comments and see what you are thinking about. Yay, the crown from Noel, who has a beautiful photo. Let's see who else. Somebody from Tabachines. Hello, Stephanie. Let's see. What do we got? Oh, a nice nod for licks. Definitely worth stopping by. Absolutely. Uh, let's see. Well, if you're gonna be there, I think I should be at Licks by I don't know around 2 o'clock, 2:30. I am having a lunch date with my dear friend Candace and her daughter Savannah. As we know, Candace Shaw is a vegan, so we're gonna go to the new vegan noodle place in El Centro just to check it out. I see that Michael's asking, am I shooting any video while I go out? Of course I am. I'm always with the camera with me, and I'm always looking for wonderful opportunities of video and photography gifts to bring back to you so that we can share them together here in the broadcast. Um, let's see. People coming from lockdown areas may feel safer coming to us who have finally reached a yellow zone. We really don't need people bringing more virus to us. Of course we don't. Unfortunately, Judy, this sometimes is difficult to manage. You know, we cannot control what people are doing out there, and that's what makes it a little bit tricky. But again, my wish is that we find ourselves as locals being good ambassadors of what we expect here at the destination, and that we lead by example. I mean, that's what we can do. So we'll see what happens. Question: I'm wondering if it is marijuana with a G or marijuana with a J. It is marijuana with a J in English, I believe. Yes, marijuana. I don't know. In Spanish, it's always been with a G. I mean, I've always gotten high with marijuana with a G, and I've never gotten high with marijuana with a J, or maybe I did and I don't remember. Who knows? Who knows? It's just good stuff. Let's see. Uh, Excited for PB to be green friendly, especially for those who use it for medical and anxiety. That would be me. That would be me. I mean, I'm not much of a partier, and I've said this in the broadcast many times. For me, consuming is about helping me relax and helping me sleep, and occasionally enjoying a good binge session with Netflix, but always at home for the most part. Question: don't know if this is a place to ask, but where do I find your previously posted videos for the members? I tried and got lost. Sherry, let me put together. Actually, there have not been specific videos for. Have I done specific videos for members? No. The only big thing that I've done for members is the Versailles for Foodies maps. Everything else has just been part of the regular programming. At some point, I'm going to go back and take specific video snippets and turn them into their own independent video, separate from the daily broadcast. But so far, you're good because there's not much exclusive stuff. Although I already know what my next gift to the community of supporting members is going to be, and I'm already working on it. And of course, it's going to be a surprise. Let's see. I have a feather on my top lip. I do. Is that a code name for a booger? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I have something. Or is maybe that's something that I'm supposed to understand? I don't know. There's something on my mustache again? What's on my mustache? I don't see anything. You guys are making me all confused. What about medical marijuana? Well, the 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 authorities have been this has been dealt by the Congress and by the senators and so forth and so on. And all through this year, it's been said to us that we're going to get laws passed to handle medical marijuana in Mexico. It hasn't happened yet. Meanwhile, movers and shakers are trying to set their pieces on this chess game to be in the right place so that once the whole thing is legalized, new dispensaries or pharmacy chains are going to open with products just as in the United States, but it hasn't happened just yet. La 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 la. Let's see. What is the name of this new vegan noodle place? I'll be darned if I remember, William, but this is part of a new youth hostel. Not youth hostel, just a hostel. I believe it was called 10 by 10 or 9 by 9. It's a new Japanese hostel that came to El Centro. We talked about it last week or the week before. And honestly, I'm not remembering the name, but I'm going to go. I'm going to check it out. I'm going to take photos, and I'll be happy to bring back a report and share it on Monday because tomorrow, of course, is Sunday Fun Day. 10 to 10. Thank you. That's what it is. It's called 10 to 10. You can find them on Facebook, and we can take a look at. Oh my God! Something must have floated on my, on my mustache, and I never saw it. I was busy looking at you. I love it. Let's see what else. Oh, that sounds disgusting when you describe it like that. I had something hanging from my mustache. Love it. Uh, okay. Question: do I think the cartel is going to let go of the business, or is it the government going to do the business with the cartel? Oh dear, that is a big, important, difficult to answer question, Angelica, because, first of all, I'm not an expert about these things. And I am one that shies quite a bit about speculation. We do know for a fact that the relationship between the drug cartels and the Mexican government, as far as legalization and trafficking and so forth and so on, is a complex relationship. I think there are very few people at my level of knowledge and expertise that know exactly what kind of dealings go on between the powerful cartel and the powerful government. Uh, Needless to say, the legalization of marijuana in our country has got to have something to do with trying to take away power from the cartel. But it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. I mean, it's almost frightful to a certain extent because if marijuana gets legalized in Mexico, then the cartels could easily move on to other types of pharmaceuticals that are more dangerous and complicated, and that is not good either. So I don't mean to dismiss your question. Quite the contrary. I think it's a very important question, but it's difficult to tell. And the last thing I would want us to do here is to speculate because we're trying to keep things as trustworthy as possible. But I'm sure we're going to see headlines about this once the outcome of the negotiations are done and once things get legalized and so forth and so on. Let's see. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. Ha! Sorry. Uh, I think the cartel has moved on. There's more money in avocados than grass. I love it. I love it. But see, I mean, meth, this is what I was talking about. I mean, there are other, crystal meth is something really intense and horrible and powerful. And I can believe Noi is here from Thailand. I was just talking about you last night, my dear little sister. I was having a get together with one of your former waiters at Daiquiri Dick's. But it's great that you're here. I was talking about how wonderful all your YouTube cooking videos are, and if anybody has not seen Noi's wonderful videos where she teaches us how to make Thai cuisine from her own beautiful backyard, hopefully she will share her YouTube information right here. Um, aren't some of the drugstores run by the cartels? That's my point, Diane. Once we begin saying yes or no to those types of questions, then we are contributing to things that may or may not be factual. So, again, I don't mean to dismiss this type of curiosity type question, but, again, who knows? Who knows really who is behind this endeavor or that endeavor? Anyhow, I don't want to get stuck here, and we're caught up with our comments. So let us move into the weather. Zoom. 25 degrees. It feels like 28 degrees. It is 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Humidity is still high, 80%. What's going on with our humidity, I don't know. But I do find walking out and about is not nearly as uncomfortable as it used to be. The forecast for today, humid and partly cloudy through the day with a high temperature of 29, which is new for us. It's been a high temperature of 30 or 31. And tomorrow it's going to be humid through the day again with a high temperature of 30. And on Monday, humid through the day with a high temperature of 31. So things are shifting very, very slowly, but things are shifting, and this makes us very, very happy. Well, this morning, one of the first things that I did is I took a look at what's going on Facebook as it relates to the farmers market, because we know today is the first opening day for the farmers market. And lo and behold, they've been working on things from early in the morning. I saw some photos and videos being posted of the fact that they were cleaning the floors on the park. This is at Lázaro Cárdenas Park. And there's a lot of vendors that are already ready to go. People seem to be wearing face masks. It seems like it's going to be a very organized thing. I wish the farmers market much success. And for those of you that are not familiar with the farmers market is probably the most important social outdoor gathering during the winter months here. And not important in a sense that it is important, but it is very well attended. The Olas Altas Farmers Market has become this sort of institution where you can buy arts and crafts things, you can buy things to eat, you can listen to wonderful music. They partner with local performance venues so that you can get a taste of what the performance venues are offering. And it gets together every Saturday at Lázaro Cárdenas Park. Again, this is the first weekend. I personally don't have any business to do there, but my wish for everybody or anybody that goes is that you wear your face mask. I doubt, or I hope rather, that the vendors will not vend or sell anything to anyone that is not wearing a face mask, but that is just me being an optimist. Again, good wishes for them, and hopefully it'll be something that is as successful as it has been in past seasons. Noi has shared her connections. I totally recommend that you check out what she's doing, because she shows us a side of the world that is literally, it's 10:54 in the evening in Bangkok, and it's great to see you here. Moving right along, another thing that we've talked about and is actually happening today is El Arrayan is having their big garage sale today and tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. The use of face mask is obligatory. If you have enjoyed El Arrayan through all the 17 years that they were here in Puerto Vallarta, and now you want to own a piece of culinary history, it's definitely going to be worth attending. I'm going to be there in a little while because I already know I want to keep just a little souvenir, because the number of wonderful dinners that I enjoyed with Carmen and her wife Claudia at El Arrayan are, I cannot even remember how many wonderful dinners we've all spent there. Definitely highly recommended. And now I want to share the funniest story that I saw yesterday. So we know we are in the middle of El Buen Fin, which is this Mexican equivalent of Black Friday, where the promotion of buying wonderful things is extended for almost 2 weeks, in which you can purchase all kinds of wonderful things online and in person. And there was this particular situation that was very funny. There is a store that advertised you can buy 2 bottles of whiskey and we'll give you three bottles of whiskey for two. That sounds pretty innocent. Well, this supermarket didn't put any kind of limitation on their sale of any kind. So this guy placed an order for 2,500, no, 2,340 bottles of whiskey. And the store owners were like, well, you can't do that. And the buyer said, well, yes, I can. And the store said, well, no, you cannot. And the Federal Consumer Protection Agency got involved and said to the store, well, if it's a stock issue, you can't if you say you're going to sell something, you have to be responsible for your stock. If you don't have the stock, it is your responsibility to stock what you need to stock. So because this particular supermarket didn't publish any kind of limit to how many you could buy, this guy ended up making a killing for 2,340 bottles of whiskey and got a great price, 856,440 pesos, which, not being a whiskey consumer, I have no idea if that is a good deal or a bad deal. But there you go. How much whiskey can you drink is entirely up to you. Me, I'm a red wine kind of dude. But I thought I would share that headline with you because I thought it was absolutely funny. The other funny headline is, of all the things that people can, as we say in Spanish, hop on top of their guava tree, which is the equivalent of saying people getting to a tissy or a hissy fit, people frowned on the fact that the new 100 peso bill that we announced yesterday is a vertical bill. It's like, couldn't people be worrying about other things? So there were some people that posted on Twitter other bills, other notes that are vertical in other countries, because apparently the Bank of Mexico, these got all kinds of flack about the fact that the new bill is a vertical bill. It took some employees from the Bank of Mexico that look very, very happy in this photograph to come up and say, well, it's like, get used to it. Vertical bills, horizontal bills, what's the big deal? That said, I frown whenever somebody sends me a vertical video and I have to put it in this horizontal format, but that's my own personal peeve. I'm not going to go there. Let's see. I also have information for Thanksgiving travelers. If you're going to be traveling during Thanksgiving, Yahoo News has published a list of airlines that are going to be blocking middle seats if you choose to travel during Thanksgiving. Between you and me, if you haven't booked your Thanksgiving tickets, you're probably already in the losing part of the game, because I would imagine the good deals have already come and gone. So that's what we have here. And of course, I'm going to share this with you along with the rest of all the bookmarks that we have shared today. Let me take a quick look at your comments before I give you the most outrageous and funny bit of news that I have to share with you today. Let's see. Yes. Dun, 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 dun. Let me go back. Okay, yes, I am at the right place. Can I mention again the opera today in time? Also, name of the opera. It's called Akhenaten, and it's an opera composed by Philip Glass. And I believe the broadcast is at 6:30. If it happens the way other broadcasts have happened from the Met, it's probably going to be available through the entire weekend. The more specific information is in the show notes that we published yesterday when we announced it. Or was it 2 days ago? I forget. But it is an interesting opera about an Egyptian emperor. And the leading role is played by a countertenor, which we know is a male. It's the equivalent of a male soprano. It's a male singer that has a very high voice. I'm very intrigued about it because, of course, I love the music and I love the composer Philip Glass, and I will probably try to catch it tonight. Let's see. Let's see. Bum, ba-ding, bum, boom, bum, boom. Choo, doo, 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 doo. What is this holiday going to be like? I suppose this has to do with a whiskey. It's going to be a whiskey holiday, that's for sure. Uh, he was probably getting ready for the lockdown. I tell ya. I tell ya. Uh, I don't see any more important questions. But Michael, I appreciate your comment. I love those broadcasts that the Met shows. And they're really wonderful. We tried to have them here in Puerto Vallarta, and we failed. We had them for a couple of seasons at our theater, but then they didn't know how to market it properly, and it never became a viable option. Then we tried to negotiate with Cinepolis, our local movie theater chain, and with the Auditorio Nacional, which is the national auditorium in Mexico City. They handle all the Met transmission, all the Met broadcast licensing, and they were just not interested in going into a movie theater in town, which is unfortunate. Before we leave, I have one more headline that has absolutely nothing to do with anything, but I figured I would share it just because it's Saturday. And this is about an American tourist that left such negative reviews of a Thai hotel on TripAdvisor that the Thai hotel put the man in jail. Which, of course, TripAdvisor got in a hissy fit. TripAdvisor said, well, if you have something negative to say, you should be allowed to say it without the offended property sending you to jail. But there was an interesting back and forth, and it's hard to tell whether the American tourist was on the right or on the wrong. Some of the things that he said in his reviews were rather scathing. Unfriendly staff and horrible restaurant manager. Unfriendly staff, no one ever smiles. They act like they don't want anyone there. The restaurant manager was the worst. He's from the Czech Republic, extremely rude. I mean, oh, and then he talked about modern slavery in his review. So, needless to say, the hotel said, fuck you, we're going to put you in jail. And, of course, TripAdvisor did not have it. So, my suggestion to you is if you're going to be inflammatory in your reviews, well, go smoke something good. What can I tell you? Or take a chill pill, or try to figure it out with the hotel before you put such a negative review that they want to put you in jail. And this, oh, I love it. Oh my God. Noi comments with her colorful use of Spanish, the Thai people are chingones. Good for you. If you were ever in a Daiquiri Dick's when Noi was the chef, and you ever like stuck your ear into that kitchen, boy, did this girl have a potty mouth whenever it came down to making sure that all those wonderful dishes came out as scheduled. I love you, baby. I miss you, Noi, and I hope you come back to Puerto Vallarta sometime in the near future. Don't mess with the Thais. I love it. Okay, I'll have Thai dinner today. That's an apology. I think. Oh, I see a report. I see a report from Olas Altas Market, right at opening. It has yellow tape all around. So the only entrance is by Daiquiri Dick's. Hand sanitizer and temperature check done there. Thank you. Thank you very much for this report, Jonathan, because I think that it'll encourage a lot of people to attend. Thank you so very much. And Ed asks, is there any progress on Isla Cuale since I last walked it with you? I haven't been around Isla Rio Cuale. I will try to schedule some time during this following week to see what's going on. And this, of course, brings us to the end of today. As always, I'm very grateful to share whatever news and great stories come my way, our way, right, Luna? And starting this coming week, I want to begin a series of surveys. The intention of these surveys is to help us fine tune the content that we share with you. I would love to learn more about just how interested you are about restaurants, how interested you are about art exhibitions, live performances, sporting events, this, that, and the other, because ultimately I want to be collecting news about things that matter to you the most. So, starting on Monday, we begin with a series of surveys, not the little questions that we ask online, because we definitely want to give the opportunity to other Coffee and Headline supporters to take a look at the questions, even when they are not able to see the broadcast live. So I will certainly hope that you will be into these short surveys that we're going to be putting out, and it'll be so much fun to get your feedback on them. So that was it. Today was Saturday. Tomorrow is Sunday Fun Day. As usual, we still don't know what we're going to talk about, but something wonderful will come up to me. But between now and tomorrow and the next time we get together, stay safe, stay kind, take good care of yourself and those around you, and stay in touch. And I will see you sometime very soon. Have a great day.